Have you seen Joe Biden's Cuck Bus? It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on 4chan.org. So, 4chan is talking about Joe Biden's presidential campaign bus, and my friends, it does not look pretty. Here Anonymous says, hashtag nomalarkey Joe has got the bus all gassed up and ready to go out and defeat cornpop and grab up those precious Zoomer votes he desperately needs. So here's the picture. Now, we see Joe Biden's Twitter, fire up and ready to go for the hashtag nomalarkey barnstorm. So here you can see his bus, no malarkey, Biden for president. The malarkey stops here. Now, it is not pretty. And as many of us know, neither is Joe Biden. He's a bit of an odd fellow, a bit eccentric. Here you see him on his throne, declaring himself the king of minorities. I'm just joking. But really, he's a weird fellow who says weird stuff. So Anonymous makes an obvious point in something that I basically brought up. This is a boomer tier slogan. Anonymous replies this: the world is rapidly changing and Joe is almost completely out of touch. But before we talk about this further, because trust me, it's pretty funny, a word from our sponsor, unsilencedvoice.com. Now many of you have probably seen this, heard about it. It's a longtime sponsor of the Mr. Obvious channel. Unsilencedvoice.com is a free speech platform where you can post memes. It's a bipartisan website. Unlike Twitter or Facebook or anywhere else, you won't be banned just for posting some edgy memes. Of course, US laws do apply. You can't post anything that's, like advocating violence or anything like that. But it is a free speech platform. It is the best we got. And honestly, it's got an interesting community. Unsilencedvoice.com. Join today. So here Annan says, malarkey is such a boomer tier word. This seems premeditated. Democratic strategists are trying to specifically appeal to Midwest Trump voters by using a WW2 era word. It's hilarious. You couldn't be more out of touch, condescending, and obviously focus grouped. It's actually really sad. I'm imagining Joe Biden looking through the glass, looking at a focus group of Midwesterners. How do we get their vote? How do we get them to bounce on Daddy Biden's lap? Well, they seem to like this word malarkey. We should bring that back from the grave. So here Annan says, how are we not talking about this new slogan, no malarkey? Are they trying to lose on purpose? So here on Twitter, CB and AZ says, 1 hour before today's Joe Biden rally, in Council Bluffs, Iowa. No lines, no waiting, no people. Oh my gosh, poor little sleepy Joe. Nobody came to his rally. Please clap. Some people say we call these people cucks too much, but you have to remember, Joe Biden really is a cuck. One, he had BBC in his life. Yeah. See, he was vice president, not the president. He was cucked out of his presidency. And even if he wasn't a cuck before, he's gonna be a cuck now when he loses. So, I would say Joe Biden is a cuck. But nothing is sadder than the sight of this cuck bus. No malarkey. No malarkey. What does that even mean? Here Anonymous says, I read a lot, and therefore I like to hope I have a fairly large vocabulary. I've never used the word malarkey in my life. Nobody uses it anymore. It's a forgotten word. It's like somebody calling something keen. Here Annan replies, I've never used the word malarkey in my life. It's a perfectly current word like cockwomble and winkle picker, you young whippersnapper. Darn winkle pickers. Here Annan says, I thought the bus was shopped. What idiot is in charge of his campaign? So no, it's a real bus. However, here's the funniest part of all this. It's truly hilarious. It's funny, I gotta say. Here Anonymous says, has anyone noticed they actually put the definition of malarkey on the back of the bus? So the campaign knows. This word is so obscure. Voters need it explained to them, yet they still went with it. Like I said, like many of you, nobody actually knows what malarkey even means. Here is the definition. Malarkey. Noun. Insecure or foolish talk. So no foolishness, no tomfoolery, my friends. Darn winkle poppers and snipple snappers and nipple twisters. Get with the age, folks. It's 2012. Here Annan says, the best part is it says, The Malarkey stops here. So when the bus gets to one of his campaign stops, does that mean that Joe is the Malarkey, since he's stopping there? You see what I mean? He's being cucked by his own bus. Call the doctor. Annan replies, and I agree, the whole slogan is just so bizarre. And Annan from another country replies, the fuck is Malarkey? Is it some place or what? I heard it's a town in Wisconsin. Kinda cold this time of year. Here Anonymous replies, I refuse to believe that a variety of these high-level DNC marketing choices over the last 5 years aren't being made by the deepest cover Annan in the country. Could it be, my friends? Could Hacker 4chan have infiltrated the DNC? Could Hacker 4chan be there right now, pulling the strings? Oh, the world may never know. Oh, wow. Annan replies to the comments about Joe Biden being out of touch. He seems pretty in touch with young girls. Oh, snap! Hello, police? I would like to report a murder. And he had trips. The trips don't lie. So here Annan has an interesting theory. So Annan says they're pulling a Romney, and in response, Annan is saying, honestly, the best option. They know they don't have anyone who can beat Trump, and have no chance of winning until 2024, but they still have to keep up the appearance of trying to win. The old geezer takes the fall since his career is over anyway, while the younger candidates use the election to build experience and notoriety for 2024 when the GOP will likely be in a weaker position. Now, I don't believe this theory. Honestly, I think the DNC has just gone stupid. I think they were always stupid. You see, when you rely on low IQ strategies, like dividing the country based on identity politics and pushing cultural Marxism and using doublethink and other low IQ methods of winning, I think at a certain point, you pretend to be an idiot, and then all of a sudden you're surrounded by actual idiots. The DNC seems to be going this way. On the other hand, I see the Republicans, the GOP, they seem to be getting a little bit smarter after being stuck with idiots for so long, but, it's too soon to say. Here someone has an edit of Joe Biden's bus, of Joe Biden sniffing a uncomfortable woman. So here, there's another edit. Oh, these 4chan guys. Jesus Christ, Biden. Unhand that child. Sir, this is the police. I think Annan here sums it up best. Everything this guy does now is subject to mockery. He's become a walking joke. And there's a story about how Joe Biden bit his wife's finger. Kind of a weird thing to do, but yeah, he's just an old man. He's just really old. Like, he can't talk straight. He can't even seem to think straight. The poor guy's falling apart. He's tearing at the seams here. And as much as I want to believe they're not trying to win, I think they are trying. I think they are, because you can't be this sad on purpose. Nobody with any pride, nobody with any ego, nobody would do that to themselves. No one would willingly cuck out, but who knows? For now, all we can say is the Malarkey stops here, my friends. Joe Biden is probably gonna lose his presidential campaign, but that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about Joe and his bus and his new slogan? Do you think it's the bee's knees, you young whipplesnappers? You young piddle plappers? Blossom floppers? Be sure to let me know. Now, if you want to support the work I do, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. You can donate via PayPal or Bitcoin, and you can share the video, as it helps the channel. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.